Well, I'd like to welcome you to Channel Sports on Sunday. If you're just tuning in, I would like to welcome to this segment, the football segment, we like to call it. This is a segment we try to update you with what is going on in the world of football. My name is Eitayo Balogun Jr., and I'm indeed happy that you could join us this beautiful Sunday. Now, I'm not going to do the next 20 minutes alone. I have with me Larry Pinel, both of us. Anytime I get to stay with Larry, just both of us, I mean, it takes a lot of energy from me, but I intend to keep my energy today. I'd like to welcome you, Larry.
Always a pleasure to be in the studio.
Good. I'm going to start with the local league. I mean, with 3 games took place yesterday. We're going to take you through the 2 games that took place yesterday. We had Wiki Tourist play 1-1 with Sharks, I beg your pardon, played 1-0 over Aqua United, and we saw Wiki Tourist play 1-1 with Quara United. Scotland on your screen. Sharks, at some point in time, we thought they were going to struggle. They struggled in a few games before, the last game before this particular one. But then against Aqua United, playing in Port Harcourt, you would expect them to actually go ahead and get maximum points. Wiki Tourist, the side that has come from the NNL and doing well in this MPFL, shared points with Quara United. The other side also came from the NNL as well.
You're right. Interesting games that we saw yesterday, particularly for Sharks on the first game of the season. They actually played. I think they had gone to Sunshine Stars, and I beg your pardon, they hosted Sunshine Stars, and they were able to get a goalless draw in that one. But coming to yesterday's game, they needed to actually score a beautiful goal and then go ahead to win Aqua United, which was exactly what they did in the 10th minute, courtesy of Yusuf Jayola, and they scored in the 10th minute. And since from then on, Aqua United did all they could to actually equalize. Namso Edo, free kicks and all that, but they couldn't come back into that game. So Sharks value for 3 points for them. And then in Wiki Tourist versus Quara United, interesting result for Quara United, considering the fact that they haven't lost this season. That's the second game they're actually drawing. Fantastic result to go all the way to Bauchi to get a result, and it was fitting for them that they could actually score later on in the 86th minute to actually to get 1 point away from Wiki Tourist. Niyi Alebioshu got the equalizer, against Wiki. So as it stands, Quara United, although they have come in from the NNL, they're actually on 5 points, meaning they've not lost any game compared to their other rivals who came in from the NNL, Shooting Stars particularly, who is struggling. You would expect that they are doing well, so they are doing very well so far.
Okay, Shooting Stars were built to play today, but the game has been shifted. If you support Shooting Stars, a lot of people were worried for Franklin Howard because he was going to get to play Kano Pillars, but it looks like he's going to get about a week, about a week or two, probably play in the midweek. We don't have confirmation as regards when that particular game will take place, but Shooting Stars were built to take on Kano Pillars. We expect that game to be a difficult game. Remember, they played in Atlant. They played against Atlant in Ibadan last week, and they lost 2 goals to 1 in that particular encounter, which put some pressure. Well, we expect the fans to put some pressure. No, let me not put it that way. We expect that there should be a little bit of unease because they played 2 games and are not doing well in the MPFL so far. We expect them to actually take on the Pillars and get maximum points. So we're not trying to preempt anybody right now, but we want Shooting Stars to actually bounce back. The other game that has been postponed is Dolphins FC taking on Warri Wolves. They were built to take on Warri Wolves, but that game will not take place until a later date. But games to look forward to today, we have Enyimba taking on Bayelsa United. FC Taraba will take on Liberty Stars. Gabros will play Enugu Rangers. Giwa FC will take on Sunshine Stars. El Kanemi will take on Abia Warriors. Atlant will take on Nasarawa United. Like I did say, Dolphins, Warri Wolves have been postponed to a later date. And 3SC Kano Pillars also postponed to a later date.
You're right. Those games postponed because of continental engagements of the teams involved. Kano Pillars went away yesterday and played a fantastic game, ironically. And then so it means they can't play with Shooting Stars as it stands. Postponed to another date. But for me, the game of today would actually be the Oriental Derby, talking about the game involving Gabros and Rangers. Gabros have just returned, and Nnewi is not so far from the traditional home of Rangers. And this game always lights up, the eastern region, talking about the oriental part of the country. And we expect that, Gabros have actually been trying for size, in this league, haven't come in from the lower rung, and since 1984, Rangers haven't won any title. So if they're going to start winning titles, it is an opportunity for them to see what they can actually do today. Enyimba home to Bayelsa United, you'd expect that they will pick 3 points. Atlant, went to 3AC to defeat them last weekend. You mentioned that. They are home to Nasarawa United. Baba Ganaro's team, Nasarawa United, have also been trying to see how well they can perform this season. But you expect that they may get to defeat Nasarawa United. So as it stands, interesting games to see, particularly today.
Okay, let's talk about the boys that have come from the NNL. Talking about Wiki Tourist, Kwara United, Shooting Stars, as well as Gabros that have actually come in. Gabros look very good, confident. You said it last week that you hope that the support that they're currently enjoying from the owner or proprietor will not steam out or will not just fade out at this early stage. Probably we hope to see it last the whole longer. But the guys that have come from the NNL, Wiki Tourist and Gabros, seem like the only said they are doing well.
Yes, you're very correct. Kwara United also doing very well. I think out of the four, it's only Shooting Stars that is not doing so well because they have lost 2 games on the road now. They lost to one of the fellow promoters from NNL, talking about Wiki Tourist in the first game of the season. 2-0, they lost that one away, and then they lost at home to Atlant. So they haven't picked up any points. But for Kwara United, they picked up 5 points, 2 draws and one draw. And for Gabros, they're playing very well so far. And then they are home to Rangers today. And then talking about Kwara United and then Wiki Tourist. Wiki Tourist, they've had mixed results so far. But yesterday they had a draw. They shared points with Kwara United, which is not so bad in itself. But they had defeated 3SC as well. It can only get better for them.
I think so
as it stands.
All right. So if you stay around there and you want to see any of these games, please feel free. I will encourage you to actually go ahead and see some of these games. Fantastic games you get to see when you get to watch the MPFL games, even the NNL when eventually it starts. Having said that, let's talk about our representatives on the CAF Championship on the continent. Talking about Kano Pillars, they were built to take on the opposition Maghreb from Morocco about a week. 2 weeks a week ago, but unfortunately because of the armed robbery incidents they suffered, they couldn't play. So last week, Kano Pillars played Bayelsa United, defeated Bayelsa United, went to Morocco to play Maghreb, and it was an unfortunate result. Kano Pillars lost scandalously, let me use that word, 4-0 to a Maghreb side in Morocco. Scotland's on your screen as it stands. Now, so many people have said so many things. The game was played not too late in the night, but it was played late evening under the floodlight. The weather condition was harsh, so to speak. It was cold, and they played without their strikers. Gambo Mohamed, we understand, has been sidelined due to the robbery attack, and a surprise exclusion was Obiozo. He wasn't in that team. They actually declared him out.
Obiozo is not in the team. I heard he left camp for one reason or another. I don't have the exact information about what exactly his grounds is with the management of Kano Pillars, but what the situation is. But as it stands, he wasn't even part of the delegation or the contingent to Morocco. Having said that, Kano Pillars without Gambo Mohamed and Christian Obiozo will always struggle. But apart from that, I think 2 major reasons that they actually struggled were not on the pitch reasons. I think the fact that Tetuan took the game to 8 p.m. Yesterday night meant that they were always going to play in very cold, windy conditions. And then that game was also under floodlight. When last did Kano Pillars play any game whatsoever, under floodlight? So Tetuan actually played to their strength. And in the first half, it was 3 goals, hat-trick from Herjo. So it was brilliant from the Moroccans, and they did what they had to do. Kano Pillars made silly errors, couple of defensive mistakes. We can't blame them totally for saying, oh, because you're playing under floodlight, because you're playing 8 p.m. at night, because it was cold and all chilly, you would lose scandalously by 4-0. Having said that, the fact that they didn't score an away goal hasn't augured well for them. So by the time they come back to Nigeria, they have to do the impossible in Kano.
Now, the interesting thing, Larry, is that they get to play on the 28th. I don't know what time they will get to play that game. Remember, we have elections on that particular day, but we understand that they will get to play on the 28th of March. Now, having said that, they need to score as a minimum of 5 goals and not concede any. Unless we get Bielsa back, I mean, I'm not sure there's any other person they can actually counter. They have a couple of decent midfielders that can also lead the attack too as well. But we know that these guys are prolific. Talking about Obiazo as well as Gambo Mohamed. Gambo Mohamed
is out. Gambo is out.
I mean, so unless they clear the
they have to solve whatever challenge they have with Christian Obiozo. Adamu Mohamed has to come back, has to get it right that day. Rabiu Ali has to get it right as well. Tony Ejomarigwe, and then in defense, Ruben Obunaya cannot afford to make some of the mistakes that he made yesterday.
Now, this is my question to you. Do you see them scoring 5 goals? The only team I know in Nigeria that can actually do a comeback are that of that magnitude, to me, is Kano Pillars.
The only team I know in Nigeria that has done that before is Shooting Stars. In 1995, Shooting Stars lost to Dynamos of Zimbabwe. 4 goals to nil.
The Shooting Stars.
The Shooting Stars that had Dotun Alatishe, Moses Ogaga, Ajibade Babalade, Patrick Pascal, Biodun Omo Alaja, Biodun Barua, and all of that. 4 goals to nil, they lost away to Dynamos of Zimbabwe. They came back here and won 5 goals to nil. In 1999, the same Shooting Stars also lost 3 goals to nil to Kalon of Sierra Leone. They got back here, they defeated Kalon 6 goals to nil, 6 goals. So, if Kano Pillars can't borrow a leaf from Shooting Stars of old, they could overturn it. I'll suggest that since the Moroccans did us a favor by taking the game to 8 p.m. at night, why don't we play by 12 noon or 2 p.m. when the sun is at the highest in Kano? If they can make us play, and we would have to be shivering, well, why don't we play by 2 p.m.? And I guess we may get our 5 goals back.
Hopefully. All right, we got to play next week, talking about Kano Pillars against Teten of Maghreb of Morocco, and we wish them all the best. It looks like a very uphill task, but I mean, Kano Pillars have what it takes. Shooting Stars of new need to borrow a leaf from Shooting Stars of old, I mean, really right now. But Kano Pillars, we believe in them, and I think they're a decent side, and we're excited to actually go back and do the unthinkable, scoring 5 goals without conceding any. Score a minimum of 5, don't concede any, and qualify for the next stage. Let's see if we can pull that out.